Hi everyone, I am hoping this worked. Oh yes, I see people joining. I'm Melody Chu, a senior editor at People, and today we are going live with Nikki Bella and Carson Daly, all about their brand new show, Barmageddon, with co-EP Blake Shelton and Carson Daly created this amazing, hilarious new show together where celebrities and A-listers are facing off. So let me get Nikki and Carson in. Okay. Let's see, Carson.
Hey. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm just shocked that I
love that.
To be honest.
Good, really good.
How
I'm
are
actually
you?
here in New York City, and just enjoying the cold weather, the city vibes. City's always so lively. I love it.
And you celebrated a birthday?
Well, so my birthday was on the 21st, and then one of my best friends, her birthday was a few days ago, but we're celebrating it tonight, the big 4-0. Yeah. All of us from like college flew in, and it's just like a really big reunion, going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
So good. And there's so much coming up, especially on Monday.
Oh, yeah. I'll talk about a lot of fun on Monday night. So, as you were talking about earlier, Barmageddon, an incredible show that Carson Daly and Blake Shelton created and executive produce. And I just feel beyond honored that I get to be a part of this ride and host the show. It was so much fun. I think the man of the hour, he's about to get on. There he is. What up, Carson?
What's up? Sorry.
Hey.
God, my lighting is awful.
You know,
look at you, Nick. You look amazing.
To, like the light by the window. I'm like, okay, let's try and get that good light.
I
love it.
I was on Nikki. She was already live, and I was kind of stalking your live to see how you were set up because you've never before. But I'm so happy you guys can join us today and talk about this amazing show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Nikki, not to cut you off, but you were already teeing up for our audience. Everyone's joining. And just to give a little background for our new viewers, I think everyone's coming on now. But Carson and his best friend / voice co-star, Blake Shelton, created this show. And it's basically all the biggest celebs in the world playing games together, drinking, having fun. And Nikki, you're the host. And
I mean, so much craziness. You know, Carson, I was saying earlier, like how blessed I am that you and Blake have me along this wild, amazing ride. But every episode, it was just so much fun. We couldn't stop laughing. The games are incredible, just out of this world. People are competitive. They walk into Blake's bar, Nashville, Old Red. They let their hair down. And the thing that I think viewers are going to love the most, it's like you're a fly on the wall at someone's like night out at someone's house. And you see these celebrities in a different light. We get to see these viral VIPs that became famous on the internet for something stupid or really funny. They get to come redeem themselves. Blake and his band, they start the music with the show. They end it. We have Carson. I mean, Carson, your one-liners. You need to write a book. We just need to have Carson-isms or whatever. Your one-liners are the best.
Well, Blake and I's whole thing was like, when I was talking to him about the show, we were creating it. He's like, well, what will we do? I go, well, you'd sing a song. I'll bartend, because that's what I used to do before I got into the entertainment industry. Like, I'll just tend bar, and we'll just talk smack. You and I will be like the two old Muppets. If you've ever seen the Muppets, the two old guys that sit up in the balcony and just like, get off my lawn. Like, we'll just talk smack to our friends as they're playing these games. Everybody's drinking. And the whole entire show is like predicated around the idea of like just having fun. Like, it's literally just having fun, because it feels like having fun is like a difficult thing to do now. Like, everywhere you go out, like, you're judged for like where you go, what you order to drink, like who you're with. These are all like social markers now where people are judging you on like, well, this says a lot about you. you know, like, and then it's like you're on one side or the other politically. Like somehow it's, and Blake and I were just like, this isn't the Democratic Party. This isn't the Republican Party. This is the cocktail party. It's like, this is right. We're like, that's our political practice. So, and it's that. We went to Nashville, and Nikki we talked to for like half an hour on the phone. She was our first choice to be host. Blake and I secretly always loved her and knew she would be perfect. We begged her to do it, and really not just to be the host of the show, but just so we could be in her life and like be in her orbit and call her a friend officially. That's how we do it now in Hollywood. You know, we just have to like hire people that you just want to be in your life. And Blake and I are so old at this point that we're just like, man, we're only going to like work with people that are just good quality people, period. Like, we don't care if the show is successful or not, or this or that. Like, if we can't genuinely have fun with people we love, good, solid people around it, go to your bar, have some drinks, talk some smack, play some ridiculous games. If that's not just good, pure entertainment, then joke's on us.
And it comes out Monday night on Barmageddon at 11 p.m. And there's been a lot of buzz about, you know, you have Gwen Stefani, Sheryl Crow, Kane Brown, but of course everyone's like, what is Gwen like on the show? We see her on The Voice, she's always beautiful and fashiony, but Blake kind of teased that she really let her hair down and like went like let loose. Is that accurate?
Oh,
I think so. Nick, what do you think? I mean, she was Gwen. I mean, she showed up fab and like made up but total Nashville style, right? Yeah, she was in like
like Gwen is just so iconic. In any demo generation, Gwen is Gwen. And when she showed up, I was just like, okay, so this is the first episode I have to host. I'm already in the presence of Carson Daly, Blake Shelton, but now I have Gwen Stefani, Sheryl Crow. So I'm like, don't be intimidated, don't be nervous, just be you. But she was amazing, and her and Sheryl Crow's dynamic and chemistry was hilarious and competitive and fun. And it was really fun to see them both in that kind of light and just funny, roast each other like we all are roasting each other. Every episode to see them do that was like really cool and badass, and they're just badass women. So it was like everyone's going to be obsessed.
I love it. Carson, obviously you and Blake now go way back, but you first met on a little show called The Voice, and now you've been part of each other's life milestones. What is it like to now create this really fun show with basically your best friend?
I mean, it's great because it's great on a lot of levels. I mean, you know, one, it happened really during COVID. You know, Blake and I we're from completely different backgrounds. Like, I'm from LA, I'm from Santa Monica, born and raised. You know, I grew up like playing golf. I was a theology major. Like, I have a weird background before I got to MTV. And, you know, Blake, you know, grew up in Ada, Oklahoma, and like Blake's Blake. And it's amazing how different backgrounds we are, but we share so many of the same values as men. You know, with our work ethic and the way we sort of look at life and the way we like look at people and look at our jobs and look at family and look at all the things that are important to us, and we just really have a lot in common. It's really weird. And so we spent a lot of time during COVID, and we kind of came up with a show born out of the idea. I knew he was going to leave The Voice pretty soon, and and we were like, well, how are we going to see each other? Because the only time we really see each other is at work, unless my family, you know, goes to his ranch or something, and that's always, you know, a far way to go and all that. So I'm like, what show would be like perfect for just you and me to do? Like, let's just talk. Like, there's no wrong answer. Like, what would the perfect show for you and me be? And we both said like Laverne and Shirley. Like, we at the same time, we're like, in a bar. It'd be in a bar. And then it just kind of grew from there. And we just kind of created this Barmageddon. He's like, I have these different old red bars. He's got one in Vegas, Orlando, Nashville. They're building this giant one in Vegas. And he's like, we could do this show from like any of my bars and get celebs. We'll just get our friends. We'll just talk total smack. We'll drink real drinks and like try and have some fun. USA is the perfect place for it because, you know, a lot of his friends and a lot of our friends are in the wrestling world and are in the NASCAR world. And those are both, you know, that's the audience for USA. So we were really excited about it actually like kind of not being on NBC, not being on a major network, and being in this special place where this audience already is that we think tonally will be a good fit. You know, people will just want to have a good time. It's nothing hard hitting. It's not, you know, it's not going to win an Oscar. It's just pure unadulterated fun. And It's great to be able to, like, you know, we have like work calls like every day. So Blake is, you know, he's in my life every day now, vis-a-vis the show.
You know, Carson, I do think though we can win a People's Choice or like an MTV award. I think when those award shows come up, I think we could maybe sweep it.
Right.
I think
maybe
needs to watch that in The Voice.
Celebrity game show on television.
This show.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna win any awards, but I tell you what, there's nothing like it on TV. We just had our premiere party in Nashville 2 nights ago, and my wife and I were flying home, and we were just like, you know, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm so glad that we did it in Nashville. It's so fun to be there. It's so different than LA and New York. The press that was there was just, there was such a good vibe to it. It was so organic. And that's just the kind of world I think we want to make, you know, content in, is when everybody's just aligned and doing it for all the right reasons, just to have fun. And if you didn't feel like anybody was there that was forced to be there, and sometimes you can get those at those press events in LA where people are like, oh, I got to go do this. And Blake and I have made it really clear that we didn't want a red carpet. We didn't want any of that crap. We wanted journalists and friends and party goers to come in, join us, play the games. Blake's, you know, talk to us, talk to Nikki, talk to Nikki's wrestling friends were there. Some of the people who were on the show were there, and everybody was just walking around totally available to talk to. And I think that's kind of the idea of Barmageddon, is just like, it's just a community. It's just fun. It's just fun.
I can't wait. And just for everyone watching, we have about 8 more minutes. So if you have questions for Nikki or Carson, drop it in the comments, and we'll try to get to as many as possible. And Nikki, I feel like for Carson and Blake, what you see on TV is really how they are in real life. What was the bonding experience like?
You know, you meet them industry, and you either have chemistry or you don't. And it was like immediate chemistry with these guys, and they are just such down-to-earth, cool guys. Like, literally the type of guy friends you go have a drink with and you shoot the shit with. And that's Blake and Carson. That's the show. It's like perfect. And what I like is, you know, people do know me not only from the ring, but being a reality star. And I am the one that's like, earmuffs, she can be vulgar, she drinks, she this or that. And now I found like the perfect home that like really embraces that and lets me be me. And so meeting these guys, they made it just so comfortable and easy and fun. Like, we had to shoot a lot of episodes in a short amount of time, but even, you know, it was hard work, but it was also fun. So it didn't feel like work. It was like you didn't want it to end. And just being back in Nashville the other night, it was so, wasn't it so awesome, Carson? And then
they say if you love what you do, you never worked a day in your life, and that's like what this whole thing is like. And I told Nikki, like, when you were doing the show, when we started shooting, actually when we talked to you about even hosting the show, we know you were like, what are you looking for? Like, and I was just like, nothing. Like, not like, don't be a host. Don't even like think about, you know, we want you. We want who you are. Like, be yourself. If you like stumble on something, who gives a crap? Just, whatever. Just be Nikki Bella, because you're a badass and we love you, and like, we're fans of yours. Like, we literally just want you, and that's part of the show. And I think we also talked about how, like, right now it seems like, you know, everything's so Instagram perfect. Like, everybody is so quick to like put up, you know, versions of themselves online, so that maybe they're looking for affirmation from their community or from other people. Like, I talk a lot about mental health these days, and people are like, oh, you're so brave to talk about it. You know, it's who I am. Like, it's who I am. Like, there's times I struggle. I've struggled for a long time. I'm in therapy. I do this. I do that. That's just part of being a human being. And I think, you know, Nikki brings that to the show, of just like being herself. The whole Barmageddon experience is just, it's just fun. You see it. Blake is Blake. I'm me. We try and get the celebrities to check their egos at the door. Everybody's talking shit. If you can't take it, get out the kitchen. And we're flawed, you know, like, we like to go out at 10 o'clock at night and drink and play really stupid games and talk shit. Like that's what we like to do. It makes us feel good at the end of a very long, stressful day.
Blake has teased that there's a lot of beverages served on the show, obviously. And I see someone in the comments asking, what are your go-to drinks when you're, I guess, filming?
Well, Nick, you drink everything. I mean,
you know, when it comes to cocktails, I love myself a spicy margarita. Spicy skinny margarita is what I prefer. I love me some tequila.
Okay.
Yeah, I like everything. But my go-to is vodka. I like vodka with Fresca. Fresca is a fantastic, I don't know, 1979 carbonated grapefruit water or whatever. So vodka, Fresca, and then if I'm feeling fancy, which I am because it's December, I put a little bit of pomegranate juice on top, just a little red splash, and then I mix and get it really cold.
That drink you really.
And Blake drinks terrible drink. He drinks Diet Sprite and like crappy vodka, like from the well, like Smirnoff. He doesn't even. He's just.
I'm just saying. So a couple people are coming on late. We're talking about Barmageddon, Nikki, Carson, and Blake Shelton's new show. It's premiering on Network at 11 p.m. And I've been trying to explain this show to people, and it's so wild and chaotic in the very best way, but essentially it is celebrities, people who went viral, facing off in oversized bar games.
Right.
And having fun.
Yeah, look, we thought it's always fun to see like celebrities with real people, especially like a lot of friends of ours are just really cool. Like Gwen and Cheryl's a great example. Gwen Stefani goes against Sheryl Crow in an episode. They each have partners. They each are paired with regular folks. But these are people who had like some sort of epic fail, you know, like somebody who was like fishing and then like caught something crazy and like it pulled him into the lake, or some guy like getting beat up by like a goose, just stupid stuff. Like they were made infamous online. Like the idea is that they get invited into Barmageddon and they team up with a celebrity, and then the two of them play a series of these bar games that are like, you know, drunken axhole, where you have these drunk goggles, but you're throwing axes, or just fun over-the-top games that you would see in your normal local bar. There's a point system. There's a wheel of redemption. It's just like, it doesn't, like, I don't even think we keep score, but it's not even about winning or losing. It's just the whole show is about having fun. Blake, his band is there. He plays a lot of music. It's actually shot in Nashville. It's shot at his bar. So when we're shooting, it's Insanity on Broadway in Nashville, which is so refreshing. They wanted us to shoot the show in a studio, like in a soundstage in LA, and we were like, there's just no way. Like the show, there's no way. I mean, it's not Cheers. You can't replicate this sort of energy. So it is actually shot in Nashville. And what else, Nick? I mean,
I like about our losers is that we're so kind that we have this will of redemption. When they lose a game, they have this opportunity to spill this wheel of redemption. And we have the most delicious items on it, like pig's feet and shots that are made out of the grossest stuff in the world. And they have the opportunity to take it to move on to the next round as winners, or as I till the very end. And so, you know, how kind is that as us, you know, with the show? No.
Very kind. It's, a little fear factor breaks out there. A little, and you ate pig. We did this the other night at our press event just a couple nights ago, and I don't know, we were shooting for something, and you actually ate some of the pickled pig's feet, and I wanted to vomit. You and Blake both ate it, and Blake can stomach anything because he's not human, and he ate it. Even he looked like he was about to hurl.
Like so bad. I like. Ugh,
so if you're willing to do that, you get points.
Get in.
There's nothing watching famous people eat disgusting food. I don't know. You really let's do one more question before I let you guys go. Someone's asking your favorite celebs who came on the show.
We should honestly, like, here's the deal. Like, Barmageddon happened really fast. Like, it was a hard process. Believe it or not, it took us forever to pitch it, and our business is just difficult that way. And so by the time we got greenlit, it all happened quick. We only had the bar for these like 6 days. We had very little windows of time to offer. So we really went out to our friends. It happened like in the 11th hour. And so everybody who's on the show really did us a solid. And so, you know, obviously we have Gwen versus Sheryl Crow. Sheryl lives in Nashville and is amazing. She's a good friend of ours. But again, USA being home of NASCAR, we have a NASCAR Hall of Fame episode, which is Clint Boyer against the great Jimmy Johnson, which was awesome because it was just fun. I won't spoil it. We had, of course, we had to have a WWE show with Nikki's sister and Sasha Banks. Jay Farrell came on, who's one of the funniest people on the planet. I love Jay. He was so cool to come down. We had a bunch of people. Martin Cove from Cobra Kai. It's like kind of random, but who else am I missing? We had El King and Chris Young were on. You know, we just kind of did these cool pairings. And I think the show opens with Blake. Blake goes against Kane Brown for a battle of country supremacy in the Barmageddon. And that's a really fun kickoff episode.
Nikki, anything you want to quickly add before I
let you well, you know, and I got to say, it was really cool seeing Trace Adkins. Yeah, first coach of the Tennessee Titans. Yes, and
Mike
that
Vrabel,
was so fun. And Trace is just everything you would think of in person. Mysterious, just manly, cowboy. Like, he just, I don't know. That was, he would make me lose my words at times. I'm like, okay, I just looked him in the eye. I don't know what I'm going to say next.
Like, Blake's always been adamant about it's not even about the name of the celebrities. Like, this isn't about just booking big names.
Yeah.
It's about booking the right people. So, like, Blake's always been adamant. He's like, I think one of the best parts of the blind auditions on The Voice is watching these famous musicians kind of, like, heckle each other and fight, jockeying over these great voices, breaking down that wall. You see those artists in a way that you don't ever really see them. So similarly on Barmageddon, we're trying to find the right people. Like somebody like Shaq, or Gronk, would be like perfect on Barmageddon, with this great personalities. And somebody like Sheryl Crow, who you might not think, what do you really know about Sheryl Crow? One of the greatest singer-songwriters of all time. She comes on and she's just she's just a riot. She's so competitive and she was so funny. And so the show's, is really fun in that regard. Doesn't matter if you know the person or not. You'll enjoy the show, I hope.
Oh, well, thank you both for joining. We're so excited. Everyone watching, the show premieres Barmageddon Monday night at 11 p.m. on USA.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Nick. There it is.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
Thanks, people.
Bye.